Welcome to the first ever Perfect Bite podcast. I'm Tom Kuchenreuther.
And I'm Matthew Guggino.
Yes, and we are your hosts for the Perfect Bite podcast hour. Today we're going to be talking about the all-American hamburger. Cheeseburger, actually. And the Perfect Bite podcast came to both myself and Matt because we just like eating.
Quite a bit.
And we not only like eating, but we like eating the perfect bite. So it was just kind of a word that fell between both of us. And we said, hey, let's do this. So here we are with you today. And today we're going to dissect this thing. In the future, we'll have various restaurants and locales that will offer us food.
Yeah, don't all rush in to sponsor us at once. One at a time, please. Single file.
But we're starting out very humble in our beginning roots. And so we made our own burgers today.
And I gotta say, these might turn out better than any burger we have anywhere.
Yeah, this could be the best burger. Now, we see a lot of burgers across the world. And I did some research on this hamburger thing, getting ready for this broadcast. And there's the Apple Pan restaurant in Los Angeles. There's Beck's Prime in Houston. Whatever it may be, there's burgers across this land that claim to be the best.
You even did some research and got a Milwaukee's best burger. Forgot about Rochester.
Dolly's Grill in Milwaukee. So we'll give a shout out to my old hometown. But today, for us, everything was important. So important that we pickled our own pickles. Not only that, but we also have pickled chips that we did.
Oh, boy.
We're using a great classic combination of beef brisket and chuck on our burgers, 80-20 mix. And then we also are using applewood smoked bacon, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, and of course, American cheese. So we have we're using boar's head today.
Well, it is the all-American episode.
It is the all-American episode.
And I had a nice Yingling before we started as well, which is America's first beer. So there you go.
And what better to go with the classic American cheeseburger than a beautiful French fry, which these today we did as double cooked French fries, which we did a blanch and got them cooked through. And then we did the high heat finish on them so that they would remain crispy. And they're still crispy even though we've been sitting here for a little while. And I'm going to try one now. Thank you, Lord, for this food. Bless it in Jesus' name. Still crispy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's hard to start and then stop, just to say. Once
Right.
I start, it's hard to not keep going.
So everything in the perfect bite is, and I didn't talk about the brioche bun that we went with. We have another variety that we've chosen today, and we just decided to go with the brioche today. There's a great one in town called Martin's. They're potato buns.
Not to be confused with Martinelli's apple juice.
I did say that, didn't I? But right now, we're going to dig into this and get that perfect bite. I don't know if you can see that. I'm sure you can. But here we go. There's the pickles on the bottom. And here we go, man.
Look, just.
I am telling you. And it got the burger just the way we wanted it. So,
Unreal.
pink inside. Good quality meat. Wow. Nothing wrong on that.
Right?
Right. So,
Wow. Bacon's perfect too, right?
bacon's perfect. Nice and crispy. You know,
Nice pickles.
me and Matt went round and round on that. You know, bacon for a burger and bacon for your breakfast are two different things in my eyes. I have to tend to agree with you on the crispier bacon for a sandwich so that it doesn't come all off in one slice like you were saying.
So, as you will learn about me, I like everything. I don't care what it is. But when it comes to bacon, I do prefer it well done always, even breakfast. But for a burger at the very least, I think a well done crispy piece of bacon. Again, so when you bite it, you're not pulling the whole thing out with it. You know,
Yeah,
sometimes you get
yeah.
a fast food burger like a Baconator, which I love Baconator. Sponsor us, Wendy's.
Right.
Sometimes you bite into those and it pulls it out. Or I've had a a bacon quarter pounder from McDonald's, same thing. You bite it, it pulls it out. So you got to have it snap when you bite. It's very important. I have the same problem with pizza sometimes, but that we'll save that for another episode.
What's getting pulled out on a pizza?
Well, sometimes when you take a bite,
all the cheese?
No,
or
the pepperoni. You don't want the whole pepperoni because then it's pulling away from your next bite.
You're right.
You want to snap it in half,
And, one of the things that Matt was able to get me a very great experience on was he told me that you can go to McDonald's. I did a video on this. And you can order the Big Mac with quarter pounders instead of the
quarter pounder meat. Yeah,
quarter pounder meat, which
make it an actual Big Mac,
which actually made it a pretty decent burger. When we look at the best cheeseburgers in America, the franchise units, not the ones I was telling you about earlier, but we got on here White Castle, a cheese slider, Double Del from Del Taco, Big Mac from McDonald's, double cheese steak burger from Steak and Shake,
love Steak and Shake,
sourdough Jack from Jack in the Box, bacon cheeseburger from Five Guys, which is always one of my favorites. You know what I like? I like that you can take a Five Guys burger
and eat it,
and it can be wrapped up, and you can drive 30 minutes to get home.
Yeah, nothing on your shirt, right?
And I think it's still
you don't
good.
have to change. Yeah, and to go back to this list, the where is it? The Double Del cheeseburger from Del Taco. If you want a good burger, you got to go to a Mexican joint. You got to go to a taco place.
Hey, I took this off the internet, so it's true.
Didn't even know they had it on the menu.
But
we had a Del Taco.
The one thing that me and him both kind of shook our heads on, because we are not from the West Coast, never had a double from In-N-Out Burger. That was rated #1. Anyway, so are we doing pretty good?
This is a burger.
It is.
This is actually delicious. Wow, I had no doubts though.
I'm glad you're enjoying watching us eat. So, the Perfect Bite broadcast. There are many items that we plan on showcasing. Because, sometimes in our busy life, we don't, we settle for less. Maybe even a cold can of soup.
Yeah. Sometimes when you're in a rush, you crack that sucker open, grab a spoon. Maybe you don't even grab a spoon, you just pour it on back,
But
it's just...
I guess what I'm trying to say is that we can take our time and we can really maximize every ingredient. Everything we thought about today, from even the mayonnaise. We used Duke's mayonnaise today for our...
the best.
Our mayonnaise.
Pickle.
And we made our own pickles. Everything lends itself to that perfect bite. The crispiness.
And to go back on a perfect bite, I gotta say, I've always been very fond of this bite right here. That center bite when you get around the edges and you get all center goodness.
Right. You're still not so far away from the
ending.
The ending.
The sad moment.
Yeah,
when
you're not
the last bite.
The sad ending's not there yet. Totally. Right in the middle of it all.
Wow. Hats off to Chef Tom.
Yeah. Well, we had thought about going out and getting some burgers. To be honest with you, I couldn't think of too many places.
They're renovating the local Burger King, so we couldn't do it.
In town here in Orlando, we have Burger Fi.
Burger Fi's good.
Yeah, they're good.
No, they're good.
They are. I get the CEO.
Okay.
Which is that, the Wagyu beef.
Yeah.
And I do like that.
I'm a sucker for a good mushroom Swiss. My go-to when I go to places, mushroom Swiss and a bacon blue.
It's a good burger.
Yeah.
So.
But to touch base on fast food a little bit more, what's your personal favorite?
Fast food burgers?
What do you classify as a fast food burger?
I
do you consider a Five Guys fast food? Or do you consider it a step above?
It's a step above, I guess.
Yeah, there is a step, and I agree. Because it's not a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Wendy's.
With the big commercial chains, the big national chains, I guess Five Guys is a national chain. But with the big guys, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, sometimes you just don't know if you're going to get it where it's actually cooked for you. And most of the time, I think it's not. Whereas if you go in Five Guys, they're counting people as they come in the door. It's got a neat system. And I'm not here to build up Five Guys. I'm just saying, we don't have much to choose from in town. So that's one of those burgers that I can appreciate because they do it to order, made to order.
Definitely. So what's a local place in Milwaukee that you would frequent?
Well, I started off in Milwaukee at a younger age, so you know we went to Mark's Big Boys. We also went to, and I used to love Mark's Big Boys. Their Thousand Island dressing that they put on them.
Again, I don't know if they call them Mark's Big Boys, but we had a Big Boy in Rochester.
Yeah, I think that regionally they were different names, but Mark's was, I believe it was part of the Mark Pfister hotel chain that owned them. Also, we had a place in Milwaukee called George Webb's. Now, this was only a perfect bite because it was 3 a.m. It was not because it was good quality. But I did love going and getting a George Webb's hamburger late night. And if the Brewers...
They were open 24/7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, that sounds like our hot joints in Rochester.
And if the Milwaukee Brewers ever won 12 straight games, they gave a free burger to everybody in the city. And it happened. And they did.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Listen,
Oh my
I know
God.
you guys can't tell. This is really good. I'm really impressed with this burger. You know that?
Thank you, man.
Unreal. Everything worked out perfectly.
I did.
Wow. To the last bite. Maybe not as perfect. It's a little sloppy, this bite. But I'll tell you what.
I made a mess on mine.
Yeah, see, I ate my slop. I like to eat the slop. I'll take the fries and scoop up the slop. You don't?
Not necessarily on,
See, I don't waste food, Tom.
not necessarily on film. The other place that I remember as a kid that we used to eat all the time was A&W root beer. We had the drive-in.
Yeah, we didn't. We didn't have
We
those.
had, that was great, the fresh root beer they would make. And they had I remember they had the different, they had the teen burger, the mama burger, the papa burger.
Okay.
Had all the different burgers. And yeah, we used to, that was, as a kid, you don't have much money, and those places were cheap. So that's where we frequented. They were within walking distance of the house.
So in Rochester, we had many burger joints. We had Shaler's, classic. Bill Gray's, classic. Tom Wall's, classic. Tom Wall's was a place that had that's where they had their root beer, their homemade root beer.
Yeah.
They had a great root beer float. They had the Wall burger. Shout out to the Wall burger, which had a little bit of piece of Canadian bacon on there as well as their signature. But I will say this, and for you Rochesterians out there, if you're upset with me, I'm sorry, but I will say, who doesn't like a Bill Gray's burger? Come on. You have a Bill Gray's burger and give me a break on a hard roll.
Really?
Oh, it's absurd. Yeah.
What makes it so good?
Well, it's kind of a smash burger, and you got the hard roll, and the meat's just hanging over the sides. Cheese is oozing everywhere.
Nice.
Fresh, good ingredients. They just use the crinkle cut fries, which you can't go wrong. It's just a good classic Rochester burger. You can't go wrong. And you know what? Back when they used to have the yellow pages, I would always go in the yellow pages and they'd have the buy one, get one free. And I would only go there with the buy one, get one free cheeseburger coupons. And they would honor all of them. You bring in 10 of them, you get 20 burgers.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real nice. There's also a place called Culver's that's really good. That just came to me.
Now, let me just explain Culver's. It's been around a while. It is a Wisconsin company.
It is?
It is. Into Florida territory. They're throughout the Midwest and other places.
They make a great burger.
They do make a good burger, and their meat's known to be a very good quality of meat. I was reading an article on various chains who had really good meat. Shack Shake had really good meat.
Shake Shack's great.
Shake Shack had really good meat.
Great.
And,
They had a ghost pepper.
Culver's has really good meat as well. That's one thing. Your burgers just have that taste. You can tell it's a higher quality meat. And they do the old smash burgers as well.
Yeah.
They're all smashed down. But boy, they're delicious. Nothing like a a butter burger.
I was just gonna say a nice butter burger.
Yeah.
I mean, butter doesn't hurt anything, does it?
No, frying it in butter. Butter. You know, we were getting ready to set forth on this broadcast, and we were going to cut it short by one thing, and we were going to jump to the table without browning our buns.
Yeah, we didn't want to be disingenuous.
Yeah, so
if we're gonna have the perfect bite, we're doing it.
We took another minute and we browned the buns in a little bit of butter because the butter goes a long ways for the perfect bite.
And you know, it was a good move.
Yeah,
it was a good move.
From the top to the bottom, from the pickles to the beef. And what do you think of the brisket chuck mix on that?
That was great.
Yeah, I thought it had a nice
Cooked
taste
perfectly. In between medium and medium well, which is great for a burger.
When we buy burgers, we don't often get to see how much renders, but there was a lot of fat that rendered out of that burger. Did you not see that?
Yes, and how do we cook it?
We cooked it out flat top grill. The old Blackstone outside. So these are all endorsements that could come in at any time.
Yeah, any name that we're shouting out here, please. We need the funding.
But shout out to all the places we mentioned.
Yeah, we love them all.
Great burgers. You know, we're not here to beat anybody down for what they don't have. Like I was talking about George Webb's. You know, I have a fantastic childhood around George Webb. So and for them to do what they did for the city. But you know, it was one of those late night burgers. Am I going to put it up there with what was the name of the place that I mentioned earlier? The Apple Pan Restaurant, #1 in the country.
Yeah, but you know what, Tom?
Burgers.
Sometimes that's what you need, a 24-hour joint. You have a night of drinking or a night out late with the boys.
Yeah.
You go up to a George Webb or where I'm from, we had many hot joints that were open 24/7. But Nick Tahoe's a classic one. You go there, you get our garbage plate. We'll save that for another episode. But you can get a burger there. And maybe it's not the best, but you know what? It comes in clutch. What's better than a clutch burger, right?
Right. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of feedback from you all out there as far as what your favorite burger is, what is required to be a favorite burger. We tried to hit it middle of the road, a good cut of meat, some fresh pickles, some grilled onions, some boar's head American cheese.
We knocked it out of the park.
Brioche bun, cooking it just to perfect. It had a little pink inside. Matt said, you know, pink inside would be great. It was great bringing you this episode.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned with us for more episodes from Matt and Tom, bringing you the perfect bite.